All right, we are back. Let's continue the project. So earlier I was trying to see and decide how I would continue painting the bases and assembling the stuff. Sometimes I forget how difficult it is to paint over something that's already glued onto and you have to reach from under and beneath whatnot. So not to struggle, I kind of yoinked it off and we'll stick them back to where they were put on. The color should fix the issue, but for the most part, I decided I think it's a lot better if we just work on the base, finish the base, and then work on the models. So we're gonna get prepped. We're gonna get prepped so that we can get that started. We finished that today. That's pretty good progress. Right? Right. The sir is here. Hello. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. I had gotten up really early for work, and I am done with that. So, once again, I start work on a different subject. Right? We push out all the water. We don't want too much water on top of the parchment. We want to remove that water. Nice and clean, even water. So, since we're going to be doing the base, it's going to be mud. Okay. Got these two big jugs here. And get a handful of this. Don't need too much. Clear off my finger. You go back tomorrow at 5 in the morning? Because if so, I work in the morning too. Should be seeing you there. The wiring on this thing is whack. There we go. Okay. We are going to get started by getting a good mix here. From 5 to 9 a.m. I will see you then. I will see you there. I got that exact same schedule. Not many hours, but I'll take it. I get to work on more of my commission here. You got the overnight schedule. Today? Because you said from 5 to 9 a.m. That's very early in the morning. You bevel. The water is going to that side. Let's reverse it. because we don't want it to get into the sponge. You get the overnight sleep schedule. Where you're saying you're gonna struggle to go to bed and wake up. Get a good mix. Okay. Here we go. And get real sloppy with this. Really excited to continue playing the Minute of Islands with Awito as well. Really good game. I saw I had some, like decent reviews. I was just like, well, I could see the gameplay is a little lacking, really. It's more of a interactive game, like those time action things. Of course, you can control the character and such, but there's not much to game, if that makes sense. Supposed to be puzzles, but they're quite light. We just recently had an issue with opening like the mystery gate. We finally figured that out by coincidence, in all honesty. But the story is entertaining. It has that really cool apocalyptic feel to it. Don't know what it's called, but it's definitely that like mechanical bio thing, like the biomechanical kind of feel to it. Is it supposed to be like a technologically advanced kind of like being thing that that is like metallic-esque, but it's based on like fleshiness? It's so hard to describe. Night in the Woods. I I think I know what game you're talking about. The one with like the little animals, right? Duration and movement wise. I'm surprised our friend hasn't asked us to play Burrow. I mean, anyone really. And just fell off again. I was like wondering what was gonna happen with that. Dare I ask? Because if we do, like it takes up the nights, right? Like it's either that or work on this now. And surprisingly, a bunch of like commission work really kind of just started up again, especially some self-made stuff for the Krieg that I ordered. Got that to kind of take over now. I was wondering why my hand's hurting at the bottom of my elbow. So my table kind of has a sharp edge, and it tends to hurt if I don't put something here to hold my elbow up. A little beanie. Not sure what else I can do about that. I did think about like maybe like one of those like table guard things. They have these like rubber things for like people who type at offices a lot. Just those little guards. for the edge of the table. Supposed to be also for so that children don't ram into the table edge, the corners. I don't know. Oh, so let me know if the music is way louder than my voice. I don't want to have to raise my voice way too much. Because it feels relatively loud to me. Got these bricks here. And then I got more artillery coming in on Saturday for the Creek set that I got. And that is more of the same thing I'm doing now. It's kind of cool because I get to, in proxy, work on something similar before I work on mine. It's gonna be lots of fun. It's gonna make it easier. I got my avocado primed and base coated. I thought this brown was going to be enough, but now I'm kind of concerned it's not. Get some more of that mixture back in there. Get some more of the dark brown made. Just black and brown from some craft paint I got at Michael's. Relatively cheap. Yeah, I feel the music a little louder than you. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Definitely will lower that a little bit. I hope that's good enough. I want it as background music, not so much to empower me. I reduced it quite a bit. Tell me how much that sounds. Because if it were up to me, this sounds great, but I don't know if it's too quiet for you guys. Because I noticed it does sound a little different from what I hear. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be that way, but alas. Oh, man, there's water under the base here and it's creating suction. I don't want to apply the freaking base off the table like a suction cup. Because it's not a suction cup. Alright. Man, I have so much I want to work on and experiment, but I feel like I have so little time. That's what sucks, because like I got the new PC so I can play with you guys even further, right? Like just more and more consistently with, you know, the best of what there is to offer. And I already invested the computer, but then I remember I have so much projects to work on. Especially because I wanted to make this like some sort of like, you know, a little business of my own, doing content and such, kind of explore the medium, since I've never really taken it so seriously. The commission side of it, that is, and making the content for it. Is Carlos working again? You're down to keep going at it? You guess? Yeah, like suddenly he has these random bursts of just being occupied, but then quite the opposite. He's just pestering himself about playing the game. I don't know. I don't know how it is with him. Bothers me so much seeing the green. It's my OCD all up and going. There we go. No more avocado. To be fair, sometimes he leaves stuff to the last minute and then he has to commit like 2 or 3 days of nothing but that. Yeah, that is true. I know exactly what you mean. Also, frankly, I'm hoping to find some new opportunities. I'm very careful with what I say because, you know, certain people are watching my streams from real life. And yeah, I'm just looking for more opportunities. For the least, get a little more out of the time I spend, if you know that makes sense. I was thinking about Helldivers this morning too. On my YouTube playlist, since I have premium and it just autoplays sometimes because I have the shuffle. The the metallic version of the main theme came up, and I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I do miss the game. When I was playing the versus the Illuminate, they felt unnecessarily hard. I'm not sure if it was just I got bad at the game again because I rust at games that I don't play often. So I kind of figured that's what it was. Or I'm not sure if the Illuminate were just really tough. You know how like the automatons kind of were unnecessarily hard compared to the Terminids when it first started. Who knows? I was having issues killing those flying dudes. I was wondering if maybe like you guys wanted to play a bit. Oh no, am I gonna run out of mud color? You just deleted the Helldivers? Oh, dude, how bad is your space management now? You're becoming Carlos. You're gonna need to buy a drive. It's one of the reasons I committed when I made my computer. I was like, you know what, I don't want to be dealing with having memory and debating whether what to delete because I really hate that. I'd rather just have it because I know myself at least that we're gonna constantly come back and forth and play things. It's just how at least most of us are. Or would have, you know, figured you and Carlos would have figured that out. Abram figured that out real quick. He doesn't delete stuff because of that. We just hop and, you know, play all the games we own here and there. But yeah, those flyers do have a lot of HP, right? It wasn't just me. I'm not just that bad. Like what? Because I was trying to use my favorite gun, the focus one. What was it? Oh my gosh, I just said favorite, right? But I forgot the freaking name. The rail gun. There you go. The rail gun, and that thing was so inaccurate. I'm not sure if they nerfed it, but I remember it was pretty accurate before. It was so bad. And then when it would land a direct hit with like my max charge, it wouldn't even kill it. I was very surprised. I was quite surprised a direct hit from the rail cannon wouldn't kill a flying infantry dude. You do play a lot of games for yourself? That reminds me, I was thinking about Metro the other day too. I was telling Awito how I might get a capture card, Minjig, and start streaming the games too, the single player games. So it's not just like for you guys, right? May as well work on the channel itself and post it up. Okay, we got enough brown. We're gonna have to make some more for the second layer. Unless I dry brush it. Because it looks like it's just the surfaces that are uncovered. Looks like I'm gonna need more. And take up the whole palette. But screw it. It's worth it. Oh shoot, that was way too much. It's more about penetration than damage. So the rail cannon's not much damage. I guess that makes sense. Because I remember with the Terminids, it was pretty good at taking them out. Even the... Gosh, I got brown on my beanie here. Yeah, I remember it was pretty easy taking out even the chargers with it. It felt so generally well-rounded that I kept on using it, even though people did tell me it was kind of like... It was kind of hot dog water. I just kept at it, and I got good at it. And as long as, you know, I was able to hit my shots at the head or the weak points, it did really well. One of the reasons it was just my favorite. Not the best, but I was relatively good with it. Came back, and so I was like, well, I'm not sure if I'm rusting it like crazy, but I definitely felt it lagged a whole lot more than I remembered. Especially against the Illuminate. I got someone in the living room who's just blasting the TV. Hopefully it's not picking up too much, if any of it. Curse my thin walls, curse them. I've thought about literally renovating my walls and putting thicker drywall, because this home I'm in right now, oh my gosh, like, it's hard to describe, but it wasn't made with great material. It almost feels like we have cardboard for walls. It's that bad. There's just 2 layers of cardboard thin walls, and then the insulation in between, which would just literally be the carbon fiber and the beams that hold it up. It's so bad. It is so bad. My father and I have done like constant like repairs and tinkering with like the electrical stuff inside the house, so we've seen what's inside the walls, and there's nothing. It's a shame how much money we're paying for this home. But that's the cards I've been dealt, so we just kept on working at it, especially with how long my father stayed here. And especially since I'm, you know, paying some right here to help him out. It's already more than mostly paid. You have 3 to 4 games downloaded right now, but to be fair, they are high size. You know what you mean? Because what's it called? I've seen like our friend Abe's place. Like his walls are solid concrete basically, and when his siblings go in their room and stuff, it's practically quiet no matter like how loud. You have to be absolutely screaming for them to be heard through the door. That is, not even the walls. And I was like, dang, that's freaking awesome, dude. Because like if you get a really good wall, you can practically make a soundproof room, and I can't do that here. I'd have to work towards making a soundproof room to exclude all the noises, because also the outside is right next to me, the window, and you can hear everything. Especially when my mother goes out to go leaf blow outside. It's just right at the ear, and I'm pretty sure it picks it up. We also got the main freeway here from one city to another. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And too dark. Having fun just mixing here. In the place I lived before, the home was split, and from my room I could hear the family on the other side of the house. Every morning I could hear when they were making breakfast and talking in the morning, late nights. Yeah, like I could hear everything. Like if I sat next to the wall, I could practically hear everything if I just focused on it. Since I'm occupied, I can hear the noises, but it's not like understandable, if that makes sense. But right now, example, someone just went outside and back in, and the door just slammed. My whole table shakes if you pick it up. It's just funny. All right, so this is gonna take a while to dry. I have to bring out the hair dryer. I want to continue that. This one's the first one, and it's still pretty wet. I like how it looks though. It already looks like it's like a muddy terrain, but it's gonna dry out, and I'm gonna have to re-add basically that gloss later. So let's expedite the drying process by bringing out that hair dryer. Wherever it went. Right. Got the hair dryer here. Not sure how lot's gonna be. Alright, so looked like the audio didn't pick up. My avatar did, but eh. And for the most part, dried pretty well. When will I play at the shop again? I'll be honest, I don't know. I was even thinking today, I was like, I have the rest of today off, I could go and play. But, no, I do want to work on painting and stuff. Especially because, like I said, my Kriegsmen are coming in this Saturday, and I want to get to them as soon as possible, especially just building them. Which means if I don't have most of this done before then, so by Saturday, which is today, tomorrow, I will have to work on this before that, and it just, I don't know, it kills the mood when you're so excited for something else. I don't know, but there's still water out and about on the table. Be gone, liquid. Be gone. Oh, that's the one. Taking a while. Okay. You know, the mud looks good as is, but I already made um the second layer batch, so let us use it. No, I don't know why I like making myself work harder. I got a handle to help me not touch the edges. I'm just not big brain today. Aha. Yeah, that looks much nicer. A lot of browns for the battlefield. Then I'm gonna pick out the details, like the boards with a lighter orangish brown, the metal beams that are sticking out, the wooden stakes, paint the individual bricks, the little skulls that are scattered. Once it dries out, it's gonna be adding puddles, adding gloss for the, for the wet ground. Stuff like that. And once the model is painted and put on top of here, I would add the tufts to give it a little more life instead of all this sad, sad warlike death. Oh. For my Kriegsman, there's one of them who has like red flowers growing at his base. And it's just one dude. And I love the concept that, you know, like beyond all this death and misery, there's still beauty and hope that grows in between it, in between all of the chaos. And it's probably going to get trampled over because, you know, it's on the base of a dude that's about to go into a fight. Who knows how long that poor flower will live for. Speaking of projects and stuff like I'm thinking about with so little time, I was saying it yesterday, but I've been wanting to badly do some like animations and stuff. I want to get more creative with like the digital space that I have, especially because I have the better computer for streaming and such. But also short form content like YouTube shorts and such. I have been requested as well to do teaching tutorials on how to do simple things like paint and stuff like that. Like what should you know, especially as a dude? I had said it before that if you're not very fond with a lot of like the terminologies for painting, like what is a prime, for example, I did not know for the life of me when I first started what that was. And you know, it doesn't seem so complicated now that I do know, but there's people out there who don't know exactly what that means. Like, okay, word, right? How do I do that? And it'd be nice to have that one person kind of come up and say, well, a prime is, you know, the thing that you add. It's more like a paint or adhesion. Hence the name, right? You're priming it. It's before the paint job begins. That can help it all stick together. Because I didn't know that. I first started base coating with just the traditional color that from the pot. Like I went from pot straight to the model, the plastic, and it did not stick at all. Like it would pool on top of the model, and I was wondering what in the heck am I supposed to do so that it doesn't do that. Turns out you need a prime. You need a layer that sticks on so that it can help the other parts stick on. And a prime's very particular because it's not necessarily just a paint, because that's what lets it stick on to the plastic in the first place. Otherwise, any paint would just do that. There's a chemical bond to a prime that helps it stick on. And my dum-dum didn't know that when I first started. So when my friends tell me these things, or I let them know, like, oh, here, do a prime, they're like, okay, I'm doing it because you said so. And I've said it countless times. So I get to the point where it's like, well, I don't want to repeat myself so constantly, right? Especially every time there's a new player that comes in. I'd rather just be like, hey, here, check out my stuff. One, you help me out by viewing it, of course, give it a like and such. And you get to learn from me, right? Like someone local, something pretty cool. Of course, the benefit of posting it online is it becomes available for a wide audience and whoever's interested. And I know there's lots of people out there, so I'm not expecting much in terms of online notice. But if it does, hey, that's a plus. Nice bonus. To begin the channel, it was mostly just about like doing it for a record kind of thing. People were commissioning me, and I was like, you know what, like I want you to know what my work is worth, and see if the price coincides with, you know, what I'm charging. If you don't think so, then, you know, oh well. Like, that's the price I told you, that's what we agreed, you pay up, but if you think it's worth more, you know, you can throw a dime my way. Toss a coin to your witcher, you know? Oh man, that just reminded me, I freaking bought the third Witcher and I haven't even installed it. Oh, I'm so bad with these games. I keep buying and I don't play them. I just bought I just bought Doom 3 because I was in such a mood of like playing the game. I would always see my father play the game when he was much younger. I would say like I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, and I would watch him play it, and it scared the hibby jibbies out of me at the time. But I always was so fascinated by how it looked, if that makes sense. Like it was scary, but it was so fascinating. And now I was thinking back on it, I was like, wait a minute, like I'm an adult, I have money, I could buy it, and it's on sale. It was a franchise sale, so it was like $4, and I bought it. And now I'm thinking, when am I gonna play it? Because I bought Metro and all those as an example, and I still haven't even opened them. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. It's a problem. I'm a fool for thinking I have that much time. And then like I had done a Baldur's Gate campaign with a previous group that you probably know of. I went so far in that campaign, and suddenly, you know, because that particular person fell out, we felt bad continuing it, if that makes sense. I don't know. Two of the other party members felt bad, and they were like, yeah, like it, I don't know, it doesn't feel the same anymore. I want to redo the experience. I was like, okay, you know, no problem. But now we're starting, you know, again, which is cool and all. But now these other two people are, you know, constantly at work and stuff. Like they became busy. And now we restarted and it's slower than before, which is worse. So, oh well. Do want to finish Baldur's. It's such a fun game. And so I was thinking, even I was like, well, I'd even do it a third time with a group of people who would actually play the whole way through. It's one of those things where like the more people you have, the more difficult you make it for yourself to finish these things. And that's what it's kind of fallen onto. All right, so we're gonna get that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna dry up this next layer. But yeah, you're most definitely right. It does have lots of replayability. It just, the story doesn't change regardless, though, and that can get a little old if you're doing it very often. But one of the reasons for me doing this replay was kind of because I haven't played it for a while, and look, the story was a little blurred to begin with. I was like, it doesn't hurt to redo it again. Just now I have um the foreshadowing of what's going to happen, at least somewhat. Okay. Time to dry brush and highlight a little bit. Dry brushing a much lighter tone of the brown so that it pops out in certain areas. Because again, ground is not even. There's a lot of color changes and shifting, ground textures from whatever taints it. So we're trying to add that artificially. Make it pop. Go. I'm a little curious. You had asked earlier about the shop. What what was the reason? Curious. You want to play? Switch it out here. Okay. Got that picked out. Do as much of it as possible. Also, don't want this to stay on there for too long and dry. Dry pellets can stay dirty, but we don't want big lumps of paint all over it. Okay. Let's pick out the stones. I am thinking... How much Dawn stone? I need the Eshin. I guess neutral gray is gonna do. I'm thinking a gray. What else? I wonder what other stone would look good. We got this one here. Gonna have to switch out the palette. We got way too much brown now. Okay. We're going to finally grab one of our brushes here and start picking out those stones. We don't need high precision, so we'll grab something a little robust without a tip that we can pinpoint those lovely stones. So I'm debating whether putting another color for some of the stones. For now, we'll start with just basic gray. We're going to pick out the surface. Move from there. And I said stone. They're supposed to be bricks. Oh, we got a rogue hair on the freaking brush. Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, the idea of like all these bricks around are supposed to be like there was a nearby building that probably got like shelled or something, and the bricks just sank in the mud. Sank in the mud, and there it is, part of the battlefield. Part of the story it tells. And then you'd have to presume that wherever this place is has been having these fights for quite a while, because now they have these boardwalks and stuff to help out with traversing the mud, the thick mud and such. So I was thinking once this dries out, I will put some puddle effect, just like this resin that kind of, or I don't know what it is. It's like a glue, really, that dries there, and you can make puddles that have nice gloss and such. Now the problem is, I think that's gonna have to be at the very, very end, after I stick the model on here and give it a matte varnish, because what sells the effect of the mud is the glossiness, which is like supposed to be the water. And if you matte that down, it doesn't look like it. You want there to be some gloss. Gloss gives it the effect. You can barely even tell that the footprints are even there. Right here. Oh, it's nice seeing another color other than just brown. It already had so much. Okay, I think those are enough basic gray bricks. Move on to the next one. And then we're gonna add a darker gray, just to give it variety. Oh, don't you dare go there. My bad, my bad. These homemade bases do take quite some time. I feel like I'm gonna have to readjust a lot of my what's it called? Oh my goodness. You know, like how you put together mission pricing and such. I gotta fix that because I feel like this is a lot slower and methodical. Maybe I'm putting too much effort on it and shorten that, which I will try to do first before I adjust the price. But I do wonder how much I should charge. Part of the learning. Right now, I've heard nothing but Trump talk ever since his inauguration, and it's getting wild over here. I don't really like to hear this political stuff, but sometimes it's just like my mother or my father are like up early in the morning and that's all they're hearing. And then there's some coworkers who do mention it. So it's just like, well, I get hearsay here and there. And then my YouTube is trying to also put it on top of me, and I'm just like, I want to see all that negativity all the time. Usually pretty bad. Like I just heard about the plane and helicopter incident. Pretty tragic. Heart out for those people who lost their lives today. I believe it was today, was it? That's what I heard. It was early. Alright, different shade of gray. Let's go with Eshin. Tap that paint down. Doesn't get clogged inside the tip of the bottle. Some water. Mix, 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 mix. Nice and hydrated. Paint. Now let's get the rest of these bricks. Aha, much darker. Pretty good. And then for extra effect, I can mix both of these two colors. Get something in between. Even more variety to the bricks, so that doesn't look all too samey. I had recently watched a video on some dude that like speed painted with oil wash his army, and he used white enamel spirits, I think it's what they call it, and he would rub off most of it off with a Q-tip. I've seen some people do it more effectively with a makeup sponge, and I want to do it for my Skaven so badly. Those poor Skaven have not seen any paint since they've been primed, and that was very early on in their life. So they've been neglected for so many years, and that the process of the video really inspired me to kind of do it. Because at first it was one of those things where I focused way too much on doing a lot of detail per model, and I mean, to some degree I'm still doing it, even though I'm not being so precise with these bricks, because it's just terrain in the end, right? Like, it's okay to get a little lenient on a few things here and there, but I decided I was gonna try to speed paint my Skaven army, because there's just way too many rats. I have over 200 rats to paint, and I do plan to still add more like variety units on top of it, because I just love their unit so much, every single one of them. So I'm bound to have a really huge army for my Skaven. And I don't want to sit down and paint them all like with the traditional base coat method. I mean, I kind of have to, but also I'm going to use the airbrush. It's going to be a lot of airbrush and grime and such that will do the heavy lifting, so that I can get finished quick. Okay, we got the stones. Now we can work on the wooden boards. I'm gonna do a Mournfang, a much brighter brown, Let them pop out from the mud. Mornfang brown. Probably gonna need quite a bit of it since there's a good amount of boards and such. Gonna get some water and the paint. This is not a very good brush to and then mix. It's already getting inside the base of where like the neck is. What is it? And where the brush bristles are connected. Oh my goodness. Art terminology for gore. It's been a while. It has a name, but it's my brain. Gotta avoid some of the mud, not painting it because then it'll stand out way too much. These boards are dirty, stepped on, you know, stuff like that. Really, it would have been a better effect if the boards were there, already painted and such. The bits were already painted and such, and then I had the mud, which emphasizes like the placement of the mud on top of the board, rather than painting the mud. I mean the board over the mud. But it sells the effect relatively quick. You know, doing so. All right, duck board it is. There we go. Look at that. Really nice. I wonder what else the Codex for the Kriegsman is going to bring to the table in terms of lore, because it's been really quiet for the Krieg front. Last I heard, in terms of like the most recent thing Kriegsmen have done, again from what I've seen, is in the Pariah Nexus, the animations were they were at war with the Necrons from the animation again, the Pariah Nexus. You know, the Kriegsmen were involved in those battles, and they get kind of brainwashed and are the zombies in the animation. Other than that, I don't know what other recent, like more recent events they've been in. You know, it's kind of a curious question to ask. Like, where that? Where they be? Where they doing? What they doing? You know, there's so many regiments, but like, what else? A lot of old lore for the Krieg, previous battles, and like Rex and the Tyranids trying to infiltrate Krieg, actual Krieg planet, stuff like that. Takes place in the past, but supposedly they're pretty much out there, you know, like they're constantly serving in the modern 40k period, but I don't see them or hear of them often, and I'm not sure if I'm just looking in the wrong places. There's the book Krieg, and I know it's a said battle versus orcs. A said battle versus orcs, because it's like a half and half. It tells a story of like said Cadian and Kriegsman are working together to fight the orcs. But I don't think it mentions, or maybe I didn't catch it because I'm just forgetful about these things, but I think it's supposed to be like modern, like more modern-esque, like Krieg just on some random said planet fighting against orcs. But again, it doesn't specify when, I think. Canadians don't very much like working with the Krieg. They're too self-sacrificing. It's just weird. But what do they know about a good sacrifice? Aha! And that was like the theme of the book. It was like, well, these guys are kind of loonies, a little stupid, if you ask a Acadian, for laying their lives, um, laying down their lives so easily. But she has this realization that like with these kind of insane sacrifices, as long as you know they're not afraid and they push hard enough, their deaths allow for the people behind them to push even further. These acts of courage are what allows them to be triumphant. And she realizes like that was like their strong suit. And she started incorporating that. I think when she was storming a building with her Cadian squad, she then kind of just like runs a little stupid towards the enemy to kind of scare them off, and she succeeds in doing so, but it does end up getting her shot. But she realizes if she hadn't like done so, there was going to be a dude that was gonna I think he had like a detonator of some sort, and he was gonna trigger it and just kill basically everyone. So at her sacrifice, everyone else in her squad got to go unscathed. which is really cool, right? Because again, Krieg are all about doing that kind of thing. And because it's so many of them doing it at the same time, they take so much victories. They push even further than most other traditional regiments, depending of course on what the Krieg are working with, because sometimes they're just all about the siege attrition and stuff and waited it out. But they do make these like vast pushes, and because they're also fatalistic about it, you know, like they do tend to throw their lives away, unfortunately, in their attempts. But it's both a silly and a very effective method of war. And I just can't stop thinking about also the book, what was it, Amongst Dead Men, I believe it was, Amongst Dead Men Walking, which is like the if I'm correct over the title, it's the one where there's the commissar who has this like romantic love story, and he gets caught because the girl turns out to be like one of the planetary governor's daughters. He gets caught and he gets basically punished by serving a different regiment off world. He gets sent off world and he ends up with the Kriegsmen, and he then later is found in the future after serving with them for a while, still alive of course. He sees himself then teaching a new commissar that just got assigned to his regiment, right, with the Krieg. And the dude's just like, okay, like what do I expect? And he's like, well, first off, everything you know about being a commissar and traditionally being a commissar with like Cadians, forget about it. Literally, these dudes will not cower. They will not turn traitor. They will stand their ground and such. You serve as basically, you serve as a road stop for these dudes to prevent them from actually throwing themselves away needlessly. You're babysitting these dudes basically, from doing these crazy acts of sacrifice. But they have zero tolerance for cowardice and such. So it was pretty cool how he basically put it. Right, so now that we got the base colors of the wood and such, we're going to paint these graveyard markings. We're going to do a much lighter brown and we're going to give it a contrast. More thinning. Funny because right now, speaking of like the battlefield with Krieg and stuff, I don't know who's watching in the other room. They're, they're they're hearing some sort of like war scenario. It's like a battlefield going on over there. How much of the paint? Get off. Oh my gosh. There's so much water on it. Get off. Get off, get off, get off. I'm debating whether a contrast is necessary. I might just hit it with an agrag. The contrast is going to darken it too much, and I want these to stand out so that they're noticeable. So I think I will agrag accent. Man, these 3D printed bits are really nice. I don't have to do all the sculpting or anything. It's just Hmm. Let's see how much I get done, because I do want to go eat. I am getting hungies. Hungies. All right. There we go. Look, most of it's not white. We just need the skulls, the wires. We're almost done. We got the other base. We still got the metallics on this one, which I haven't decided what I was going to paint for. But keep plowing. Okay, so I think I see an issue here. Haven't seen it just yet, but we're going to use a much bigger brush. Just lather it on, baby. Because this is supposed to be quick. I think this paint is too thinned. It is quite transparent, but we'll go with it. Yeah, I was taking way too long with the other one. Oh, guess so out of practice right now. I haven't painted in 3 months, but I'm back. I still remember most of the stuff. It's just coming back to me slowly but surely. And I forget, right? Like I don't, I'm avoiding painting all the bob wires and stuff on the other stick, but I'm gonna paint over the bob wire either way with the metallics. So there's no point in spending so much time on it. No. Let's see here. We're going to paint the metallics on there. Oh, these Vallejo droppers are amazing. Okay. Again, some quick work. You don't have to be too clean, because this is just the base. Now, if this was like some competition base, then yeah. As far as I know, this is just a gaming piece. I would do the same treatment for my own stuff. So, alas, here we go. hit it with that null oil. Darken up this metal. Oh Jesus, and this has a lot of wires. Cluster together. But we go through it. Charge, brush, charge. Do your work. Okay. Then the helmets. I wouldn't have added these helmets if he didn't play Krieg, but since he plays Krieg and it's an armed combination of Krieg and Cadians. Aha, there we go. Big helmet on the floor. This is where a dead soldier once was. Go. All the metallics on this one. We got the helmet on the other one still. Alright. Agrex for the wood on this base, since the wood on this one already had some time to dry. There we go, that pops out. All right. Good shading. Okay, we're gonna get the white, paint this hole. In the meantime, giving the metal pipes, the beams that are sticking out, some time to dry still. Maybe some of that metallic should have erased by now. Let's see here. I got the Halo Flashpoint thumbnail ready. I already base coat with the airbrush the Spartans from Flashpoint, but I have not worked on them whatsoever since, and that was a while back. And I kind of just dropped the ball because then the whole Rex thing is gonna start soon, and I feel like that's gonna be quicker and more rewarding than starting a whole different campaign with a new game system too, that frankly I didn't pay much attention to before its release, and I was thrown off by how unique it plays. It doesn't play with measuring tape. It has a grid system that's already like pre-made for it. All right, aluminum. Here we go. Hello. Hi, Abe. Hello, hello. I'm going to assume you're at work. Yeah, painting some mission work. That's a really bright silver. Really like it. You're on your lunch break? Nice. What you eating today? California burrito. Dang, dude. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Crater. What the heck? Is there about to be a fight in chat right now? What? Is this real? They didn't have tortas. Oh, I was not expecting that turn, that twist. Boy, does torta have to eat tortas all the time? Yes, Abram is at work. Yeah, no tortas at work. You gotta quit now, dude. Fake. It's not real. It was gang, but not anymore. critting. They pay good. They do pay good. Arrow, let's join him. They pay better, and they give lots of hours. From what I'm noticing, it feels like you're at work 24/7, which I mean to some degree sucks. But hey, dude, pretty nice. Oh, I got the real shiny barbed wires. Sir, is that why we're so depressed at our Walmart? We don't have tortas there. Maybe we could, huh? They have a suggestion box. Time to go and collect. The bases are looking amazing. Thank you. I'm excited once I get to put the puddles and the tufts. It'll definitely finish it off. We got to final stretch it. Where'd it go? There it is. It's impressive how these barbed wires that are actually designed onto the file printed out. I thought it was going to be shatters. Some of them did kind of like snap in between. Considering this is like, you know, destroyed terrain, it really doesn't matter. If that makes sense. Like you wouldn't even tell the difference that it had broken. It almost looks like it's just a part of it. But now you know. You must die. Wire mangled. Yeah, right? Especially because, like earlier was saying, the idea is like supposed to be that like this place got shelled. It's a battlefield, obviously. And judging by how the bricks have settled in the mud and such, it's already been shelled from long ago. So these are like remnants of previous battles that already happened on the battlefield. And just like that, we got darker metal with shiny metal. We got some wood with barbed wires. Painted the skulls. Now we're just missing some of the gold on the Aquilas for the helmets. The rim. Gonna paint that rim real quick. And it should be good. Just gonna miss the puddles, putting the models on top and the tuff. And I love how like as like they're adjacent to each other, you can almost see like the trail where it was kind of formed. I don't know, like it's nice. It's really nice. I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. The base tells the story in itself, and it adds to the model. Man, this gold separates so much. It's pretty bad. Tap, tap. Can't wait to see them in person. There we go. The helmets have gold insignia. That's it for that. Back to the pellets. Where is my black? Ah. We are going to prop up these bases back up on my makeshift painting handles. You remind me, Abram. I've been hearing lots of stuff about Legion right now. There's the new ARF troopers that are coming out, the ARF troopers, the recon dudes with the Jedi. It's pretty exciting. However, I've been hearing that Legion is having some serious manufacturing and distribution issues right now. So people who are kind of just like undecisive about certain releases and they're buying the kits later find that later they don't exist, like on the shelves. Once they fly off the shelves, the production doesn't come back at all, because apparently the what's it called, the commandos, yeah, ever since the release, in other words the day I got them, they're not there anymore. They've been out of production since, because they're having issues. So if the crab droids came out, which I think they came out on the 25th, if we don't get those, they're gone for who knows how long. Considering we haven't played Legion in a while, I wouldn't be worried about it. It's something to, talk about. Which really sucks. I don't know what's going on. But I saw some of my favorite channels that talk Legion were mentioning it. They're quite concerning. Yeah, I heard about that distribution stuff. Almost feels like FOMO. Wish they fix it soon, because lots of the new players are missing out. Yeah. I've heard countless times too from certain people saying that they're starting to probably take a page out of like Games Workshop and stuff about like, hurry up, like, there's an issue, or they're not necessarily saying it because it's not like a limited time run. Like, it's going to be back eventually, but like considering some people are on top of it and they're collecting, it just sucks for these people, right? I'm going to take a nap. Maybe we'll play later. Good luck on your models. Thank you. I'll catch you later, dude. Thanks for helping out by being here. There's a third lurker in here. I wonder who it is. I'm going to assume it's Eduardo, because he kind of lurks. Oh, hello. Hi. It's been a long while. Nice to hear from you. Yep, yep, yep. Been a while. I, myself, have returned. I'm not sure if you caught my last stream, but I did start, I think it was, what, yesterday? Just yesterday? I just didn't want to be awkward with hello. Nah, not awkward at all. I think all streaming people who come in are pretty normal. In fact, I'd rather most people just say hi, at least. That's what lurkers do. They kind of just lurk. The day before, yeah. And you were there. Nice. Creeping the creeper. Man. Oh, so that etching Minecraft phase is coming. Want to play some Minecraft? I haven't seen the new update. The one they have this like wood creature. From what I kind of saw briefly. I want to play Craft of the Mine. All right, so I'm gonna do a second coat of the black. Look, it already looks pretty clean. I'm thinking I might dry brush a little light brown to break up the mud a little more. It looks a little barren. Same with the wood. Debating on how. Without ruining progress. Here, we need some more black. All right, layer 2. Bye, gonna head back to work. Love to see your amazing painting skills. Thanks, dude. Hopefully I get to see it sometime soon. And who knows if you will, because it's a certain commission person who shows up in the blue moon. Really, really cool guy. But hopefully he brings it out sometime. Catch you on the flip. Plus, once I finish this here, I think I'm gonna log off and go eat. I am very hungies. But oh, there is some color stuff here that could be put in it. But so far, the stream has been going on for 2 hours and 30-ish minutes. I think that is good time to leave these bases as is. I will hit up the commission person and see where it's at and how they like it. Because for the time, I think it's okay. Especially because it's not an hourly project. So I'm just charging for the final product. Yeah, I think that's it. Very simple, just base coat and wash. Added the mud and obviously assembled it all together myself, other than the printed bits on the edge and the boardwalks. It is basically done for now, just ready to leave alone. And then tomorrow I can work on the models themselves, which is basically the whole process all over again, just on a model with a little more detailing. For sure. That's gonna be it. Thank you so much for the support. I will be catching everybody on the flip side. Peace.